What if you accidentally bought land sitting on millions of dollars in gold, but that gold destroyed your life instead of making it? That's exactly what happened to one of America's most famous explorers in 1847. This is the story of Mariposa, California, where the discovery of one of the richest gold veins in history sparked murders, warfare, and a 5-day armed siege. Welcome to the tale of how the greatest gold strike became the greatest curse. Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join us as we explore the rugged landscapes, uncover hidden historical gems, and dive deep into the lost gold legends and gold mining history of this iconic region. Please leave a like or comment. This is very helpful. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Today, if you drive through Mariposa on your way to Yosemite National Park, you'll pass neon signs and busy shops, never knowing you're driving over some of the richest gold deposits in American history. While nearby camps like Hornitos and Bear Valley crumbled into ghost towns, Mariposa survived, built on gold, scarred by gold, and ultimately defined by gold. The man at the center of this golden disaster was Colonel John C. Fremont, explorer, war hero, and future presidential candidate. In 1847, after helping conquer California during the Mexican War, Fremont sent $3,000 to the American consul with simple instructions: buy me a ranch near San Jose. What he received instead was Rancho Las Mariposas, the Butterfly, 45,000 acres of worthless wilderness. Frémont was furious. He demanded his money back. He got nothing. For 2 years, Fremont cursed this terrible investment. Then came spring 1849, and everything changed. Fortune seekers flooding California's mother lode swept as far south as Mariposa. They found gold, placer gold glittering in the streams, small flakes and nuggets that hinted at something bigger. Then in August, prospectors made a discovery that would electrify gold-mad California. They uncovered the fabulous Mariposa vein, a massive section of the actual mother lode itself. This wasn't just another gold strike. This was the source, the massive underground river of gold that had fed California's streams for millennia. Fremont's worthless wilderness had just become the richest ranch in California. By September, Fremont was in San Francisco, waving chunks of gold-bearing quartz above his head, boasting of Mariposa's treasure. This wasn't just another gold strike. This was the source. For 2 years, miners had wondered where all that stream gold came from. Now they knew. The mother lode had been found, and it was buried beneath Fremont's land. The Mariposa vein was extraordinary. The gold-bearing quartz ran deep and wide, richer than anything found in the northern mines. Some samples showed visible gold threading through the rock like veins in marble. This was the kind of strike men dreamed about, the kind they'd kill for. Gold hunters came from everywhere. From San Francisco, they took steamers to Stockton, then pushed overland. From northern mines, they crossed the Tuolumne and Merced rivers. They came on foot, on horseback, in ox-drawn wagons, whatever it took to reach the gold. There was just one problem. This was Fremont's land. The gold seekers didn't care. They founded their town on squatters' rights and started staking claims everywhere. Fremont's rancho was a floating grant, a Spanish land title without clearly defined boundaries. Miners claimed their stakes lay outside Fremont's territory. They accused him of arbitrarily extending his borders to cover every new gold strike. It was the ultimate clash, old Spanish titles versus the American gold rush, and the prize was millions in gold. Mariposa's gold ore was so spectacularly rich that claim jumping became a favorite pastime. The gold was worth killing for, and men nearly did. In March 1850, a party of Missourians seized other miners' gold claims at gunpoint. The victims got a tall Kentuckian peace officer to intervene. He tried reasoning with the claim jumpers. They cursed him. Next morning, he returned with 90 armed miners. They threw the Missourians' tools across the flat and delivered an ultimatum: leave or watch everything get destroyed. The Missourians fled. When gold was at stake, frontier justice was crude but effective. But the real trouble started when Native American tribes in the Sierra foothills decided to drive out these gold-obsessed invaders. James Savage, who operated trading posts on the gold fields, tried preventing war. He took an Indian chief to San Francisco to show him the overwhelming power of the white population. It backfired catastrophically. The chief returned and told his people that united tribes could drive all the gold diggers from the country. War was declared. Indians pillaged Savage's stores. The Americans retaliated brutally, attacking a village and killing 24 people. The governor called for militia. The Mariposa battalion formed and tracked down tribes through winter snows. But here's the twist. While chasing Indians through the mountains, the battalion stumbled upon a breathtaking valley of towering cliffs and magnificent waterfalls. The Mariposa battalion's greatest legacy wasn't fighting. It was discovering Yosemite. Even warfare over gold could lead to accidental beauty. Meanwhile, the legal battles over Fremont's gold-rich land intensified. By the mid-1850s, he'd had the rancho surveyed to include the richest mining properties. These weren't just ordinary claims. They were sitting on some of the most productive gold veins in California. Miners who'd worked these gold-bearing grounds for years were outraged. In 1857, the Merced Mining Company jumped two of Fremont's richest gold mines, the Black Drift and Josephine. These weren't just holes in the ground. They were producing fortunes in gold ore. The Josephine alone was yielding thousands of dollars weekly. Fremont sued. But while lawyers fought in court over legal title to the gold, the Merced outfit eyed Fremont's third and most valuable prize, the Pine Tree Mine, sitting atop one of the richest veins of gold ore ever discovered in the Mother Lode. In summer 1858, Fremont brought his wife Jessie and 3 children to Bear Valley. While he managed his gold operations, Jessie enjoyed an idyllic existence riding horses and hosting evening conversations. For a woman accustomed to Washington society, it was thrilling. Then, in the early hours of July 6th, more than 50 Merced Company men rode toward the Pine Tree Mine. They were after Fremont's gold, and they'd take it by force. The pine tree wasn't just valuable, it was legendary. Its gold-bearing quartz was so rich that even small chunks were worth small fortunes. But Fremont had 6 well-armed defenders inside the mine shaft, working deep in the tunnels where the gold lay thickest. When the Merced party attacked, those 6 men built breastworks from boulders and mining equipment. They rolled gunpowder barrels into position. Their message: before surrendering this gold mine, they'd blow it to hell, burying the gold forever rather than let thieves take it. The Merced forces laid siege. They camped at the entrance and posted guards at every trail. They would starve Fremont's men out and claim the gold for themselves. This wasn't about law or justice anymore. This was about who would control millions of dollars in gold ore. Word reached Fremont before dawn. While his family slept, the veteran warrior held a war council. "They'll find," he said with a smile, "they have jumped the wrong man." Fremont mustered 27 men and counter-sieged the besiegers, cutting their supply line. Though outnumbered 2 to 1, his men swore they'd die sooner than yield this gold mine. The stakes were too high. This gold had already cost years of legal battles. Now it might cost lives. The sheriff arrived and ordered the Merced men to leave. They ignored him. He returned with warrants. Only 4 surrendered. This gold was worth more than law. Fremont sent messengers racing to Sacramento begging for militia. But Merced guards controlled every pass. Fremont's riders were intercepted. The gold mine seemed lost. Then a young Englishman named Douglas Fox slipped through enemy lines, reached Coulterville, and got word to Stockton. Telegraph lines hummed with Fremont's plea to the governor. After 4 days, the Merced Company offered compromise. Both sides abandoned the mine until the courts decided who owned the gold. But think about what they were asking: for Fremont to walk away from one of the richest gold deposits in California and trust his enemies to do the same. Fremont refused. The demand is contrary to all my sense of justice and honor. The Merced forces planned a final assault through underground tunnels connecting to the gold-rich pine tree workings. The plan was clever: bypass the defended entrance and attack from within, where the gold itself lay exposed in glittering veins. But Fremont's men overheard. A defender walked boldly past the enemy camp shouting warnings. Merced rifles cocked but didn't fire. They still couldn't pull the trigger first, even with millions in gold at stake. In desperation, they threatened Fremont's family. A messenger gave Jesse 24 hours to evacuate before they'd burn the ranch. But brave Jesse stalled, buying time. Hours later, a messenger from Sacramento thundered up the trail. The governor's order was clear: disperse or face militia. After 5 days fighting over gold, the Merced men retreated. They jumped the wrong man. But here's where the story takes its darkest turn. The ordeal devastated Jesse. Though Fremont won his lawsuit and secured legal title to his gold mines, his business troubles mounted catastrophically. The gold that should have made him rich instead buried him in legal fees and endless conflict. Managing the mines required capital he didn't have. Extracting the gold required equipment and expertise beyond his means. The very richness of the ore attracted more claim jumpers, more lawsuits, more violence. By 1861, Fremont lost control of the rancho entirely, sold off piece by piece to pay debts and legal costs. The man who owned some of the richest gold deposits in California history ended up financially ruined by them. Think about this. Fremont owned the Mariposa vein, one of the greatest gold strikes in the Mother Lode. The mines he fought so hard to keep produced millions of dollars in gold ore over the following decades. But Fremont himself never saw that wealth. The gold was real, the fortune was real, but it belonged to lawyers, investors, and eventually strangers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.